hit that like button just like Tyson.
COVID. Hey man, maybe we should do like a commercial for like Newports. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll pay us. Y'all, what y'all think? Crazy smoke squares, I don't, man. This shit, you know. Cigarettes, kids, cigarettes is bad.
I don't listen to this motherfucking bullshit.
Cigarettes is bad. Marijuana is better.
I definitely agree. I can't partake, but you know.
Yeah, you can't partake, man. Hey, speaking of you can't partake, you was locked up for 10 and a half years, right?
Yes, sir.
What happened, man, to get you locked up?
Distribution of crack cocaine, powder cocaine, $70,000 cash.
Damn, so they found 70,000 when you got arrested?
Yeah, but they didn't find any drugs or anything.
So all they found was money?
That's it. That's all.
How the fuck you get 10 years for money?
And 12 people was willing to testify.
Oh, you had 12 witnesses?
So-called.
Or was they police officers? Or
no, it's so-called witnesses.
Why you say so-called?
Because 6 of them I didn't even know. 6 made up stories just so they can get time off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's how it worked.
Damn, 6 of them you didn't even know at all. Police, your lawyer couldn't figure that out for you?
They didn't. Police, they don't care. It's the federal system. They don't care.
So they hit you with a conspiracy or some shit?
No, they just hit me with distribution to distribute crack cocaine and powder cocaine.
Was that the last day you was out when you was arrested?
Yep, 2007, July 12th.
So when you got arrested, you wasn't able to get out. You had all the 70,000. That was all you had just saved up right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
70 grand they got on your paperwork, huh?
Yep.
So how was it when your first day in the feds? Have you ever been to the feds before that?
Yeah, no. This is my first time going.
You been to the state penitentiary?
Of course.
Which one did you go to?
My first stint, I stayed at, and that was a boot camp. I stayed at, you go through Joliet. From Joliet, sent me to Pinckneyville.
Okay. How was it there, man? Was it like the horror stories that niggas be talking about?
You got organizations on the compound, but every motherfucker fall in line. So I mean, that's the state. That's how it works.
Right. So the feds was a whole lot different when you got into the feds?
The feds was, let's say, the state 10 times worse.
10 times worse than the state is the feds?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because every day you wake up, you under the penalty of knife.
Under the penalty of knife?
Yep. At any given time, the compound will go up and you get knifed. So you got to keep a knife.
So the federal penitentiary system, well, we thought the feds was more like country clubs and shit.
That's when you go to a camp, and you have to go to Pacific camps for the country club shit.
Oh, okay. So you go to a camp, but the regular system is 10 times worse than the state.
Let me just say it like this here, right? You got Supermax, then you got Max, then you got you go down lower in security to the FCIs, which is medium security. Then you got the lows, and then you got the camps. That's club fed. Right. Well, that's where they want club fed at.
Right. So so when you say it was 10 times where like people was like, was you aware of anybody being raped in like the States?
I knew it was faggots in the States.
No,
I'm not going to say faggots. Yeah. I'm not going to say faggots. People who prefer the company of men.
Okay, well, let's say this. What about people who didn't prefer the company of men? Were they been taken advantage of?
No. Not what I was witnessing. You know what I'm saying? The only time that ever happened is when you open the door for it. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to always close the door before it opens. You know what I'm saying? Just like at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the feds was 10 times worse than the state.
Yeah.
Why was that? Because it was people from everywhere?
Yeah.
You couldn't get control. It was hard. It's hard to control people when they not from, you know what I'm saying, they from different places, right?
Yeah, you got people from Washington, you got, people from DC, you got people from Hawaii, you got people from Texas, you got people from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You got people from all across the United States and some from overseas.
Hey, tell me that story about the time it almost went up with the Mexicans.
Oh, no, it went up with the Mexicans.
It did?
Yeah. No, you talking about, I know which one you talking about.
Where they came out?
Okay, so one time I was in Oxford, and one of the guys who was off count, he got into it. He was in good graces. He got into it with a Mexican dude in the kitchen because the Mexican guy tried to steal his what he had stashed. So family beat the Mexican dude up, but the Mexican dude held a little rank for the Pisons.
What is the Pisons? Because we all know Mexican, like MS-13 and Mexican Mafia. What is the
Neutron Mexican clique.
Okay.
Like all wherever you come from in Mexico, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So he beat the little Pisa dude up, and the Pisas got together and told a couple of dudes who ran the compound, say, if another Mexican get hands put on them, they sending it up with every black. Well, family them said come to the yard. So everybody had to come to the yard. So mind you, we in the Midwest. We in Chicago's backyard. Mm-hmm. So I mean, every brother on the compound came outside. And it might have been 1,300 people on this yard. And the Pisces wasn't nothing but 88 strong, something like that. So when they came on the compound, they wasn't expecting to see the Wisconsin dudes, the Chicago dudes, the Milwaukee dudes. They wasn't expecting to see the Aurora people. They wasn't expecting to see all the surrounding states from Chicago. They wasn't expecting to see the New York dudes out there, the California brothers out there. They wasn't expecting to see all that. So when they seen it, they hurried up, spoke a little Spanish, and got the hell up out of there. They didn't want to come on the yard.
They didn't want to come on the yard?
They didn't want to come on the yard.
Was they able to stay at the penitentiary?
Yeah, they was able to stay at the penitentiary.
So tensions went down with that situation?
Oh, yeah, because they hurried up and went to the table and got it straightened out. And then the heads came and said, this is what it is.
Oh, okay. So you said DC dudes ain't the sis, man, because I be hearing a lot of shit about DC dudes and the feds, and it don't sound good at all, man. It sound like, you know, if you listen to the stories, it sound like it's a lot of gay guys in DC.
And to keep it 100, I done ran into a whole bunch of them that was gay. But, I mean, to each their own. That's what you prefer. You like the company of men, then that's what you prefer. But I don't particularly participate in, when you're from Chicago, it's a thing with DC and Chicago people.
Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on. Before you get into that thing with DC and Chicago people, I'm going to just tell you this little story, man. My homeboy, Ant, he had did it like 5 years in the feds and shit, man. Mm-hmm. He got out, man. He was telling me about, you know, the DC cats, man. And he was like, man, them niggas, like, they be in there raping niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? He said, like, them niggas don't care how big you is, too. Like, they coming at you. They, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the purpose?
Mm-hmm. What the purpose is right. That's what they into in DC. That's what's happening out there. They like women and they like men.
Damn.
So, I mean,
is that shit, you think like shit like that's regional? Because they say it's a lot of gay dudes down in Atlanta, too.
Nah, man.
You
got a lot of gay dudes. I ran into quite a few of them too. Dudes that I thought, I'm like, man, that's a good dude. And later on down the line, one of the guys tapped my coattails like, man, Joe, why you hanging out with him? Man, he was good. He all good with me. He's like, no, man, G on the real. Dude gay.
Damn.
Let me make my motherfucking exit because I don't want that branded on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I moved around.
Right, so they come at you like a regular motherfucker. You think they stand up men, but all the time they do some weird shit. I mean, like, damn, what the fuck? I mean, I can understand like people in there for life, but you know, if you got like 5, 10 years, you know.
I mean, like, a lot of when you dealing with DC doesn't have a state penitentiary. They don't have a state system, so everything in DC is federal because you have the headquarters of the United States there. Mm. Everything, even the traffic stop, is federal. So they send them, because they don't have a state system, so they send them to the feds. So, I mean, it's a lot of them on the compound, and when it's a lot of them on the compound, they tend to act out their gayest fantasies.
Wow. So there's a lot of them on the compound.
Yeah, you can't let a lot of them get on the compound.
Y'all got to run DC niggas out of there?
I was at Oxford, and it was like we allowed maybe like 10 of them on the compound.
Allowed 10 of them on the compound?
Yeah, because it's the Midwest. Okay, DC and Chicago people do not get along. So they allowed 10 of them, no more, no less. You ain't getting no more of them on the compound.
So DC and Chicago do not get
No,
along.
it's blood on sight.
So why them 10 was there? Why they didn't get their ass, you know what I'm saying?
Because they came in and the motherfucker gave them grace. Okay, we gonna spare them.
Oh, wow. Wow. You said if it's a lot of, have you ever seen people get took off the compound?
Yeah. Hell yeah, I seen motherfuckers walk themselves, I seen motherfuckers run up top. Get me up off this motherfucker. I've seen it where
Give me an example of a story.
Okay, like this one time, right? I'm on ass. I'm supposed to be watching everything that goes on. So I happen to pay attention this one time, and I see that they're bringing Serranos on the compound. So I enlighten the guys like, man, Joe, you know, it's Norteños here. Norteños and Serranos don't get along. MS-13 and whatever. They don't get along. They don't get along.
Bulldogs. So, I know one of them. So you were saying something about, you know, funny stories of people getting chased off, or stories of people getting chased off of the compounds, right?
Yeah, people get ran up top. You know what I'm saying? What that mean is, if you came on the compound and you was recognized as a baby raper or a snitch, you had to go. You wasn't able to walk that compound. Majority of the time, the people who told on somebody have to do their time in the hole because you can't walk the compound. People don't like that. So, I mean, then, let's see. When you get on the compound, you have 30 days to show your paperwork. No more, no less. And a lot of times people will show up with fake paperwork, which means a fake PSI.
Right.
They also ask for your docket sheet. Your docket sheet gonna tell every time you went to court. And an unusual number of times that you went to court means that you didn't have a court date. You went to go see the grand jury at that time. Anytime you leave the county jail, it is documented. So they go up there.
So they know that you snitching because you go there more than you need to go, or what?
Like, I went to court a total of 3 times before I got sentenced. Well, 2 times, then I got sentenced. One was an initial hearing for when I first got charged.
Right.
Second time was a status hearing. And that's when the judge and the lawyers, they get together and say, this is what we offer. And the last time, if you accept it, get up out of there.
Right.
I don't play with the federal system. I'm going to get the fuck out of the way. Because they can pull a rabbit out of a hat and 851 you. Or they could just say, the judge could just say, fuck it, and give you life. It's all depends on the how you fall into that time situation. Like, okay, for me, I was facing anywhere from 10 to life. And I took the bare minimum, got the fuck out the way. Because I'm not finna stay here.
And the bare minimum was 10. And you actually did 10 and a half, though, right?
It's 13 I got, but, you know.
Okay, 13, they took it off. Oh, wow.
10 and a half, 87%, 85%.
Man, that shit crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? The federal system worse than the state. I thought niggas said the feds was better. Shit.
No. It all depends on where you go. Like, if you go to a low, it's good because you still got organizations there, but motherfuckers really on trying to get up out of them. If you go to a camp, it's sweet because dudes is really trying to go home. They one step away from getting the fuck out of Dodge. And they living good.
Right.
Because they living in, they got their own rooms. They can go to sleep when they want to. They can go watch TV when they want to. They can go cook when they want to. They can get up in the middle of the night, walk around, you know.
Right.
So, I mean, it's sweet. Some places.
Some places. You get into like the super maxes and shit.
You not ever leaving your room.
Right.
Shower come to you,
so
all
that's the hole and all that, right? That's like the hole, right?
It's a prison's hole that's legal in the federal system. To be there for life is legally. Knowing that it drives a person crazy if you ain't got human contact. If you can't talk to a motherfucker, if you can't slap a person on the back and say, hey, how you doing? Or give a motherfucker a handshake. We're not designed to be by ourselves.
So it's all designed to break a motherfucker.
Yeah, to drive you crazy.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, going to jail, you know what I'm saying, not being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, it will drive a person crazy.
Yeah.
You know, man, that's just sad, man. Free the guys, man, you know what I'm saying? Love and respect to the guys who went there and did their time, man, stayed on their 10 toes. Because that shit crazy, man. It sounds crazy, and you know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Like, this was a sobering moment for, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, like, we got a little too deep, man. You know, we're going to have to fun it up, man. Boosie got shot in Texas. Y'all heard about that shit.
Man.
We got to lighten the mood.
I personally don't understand what it is about getting money and then all of a sudden I'm out in the street trying to prove a rep. I mean, I've been on the block my whole life, and the object of being on the block is to get off the block and move around and experience things, not get a lot of money and still be on the block 15 years later.
Right, man. You know, they showed his Sprinter van that got shot up. Yeah, like, it was a lot of holes in that boy. It was about 50 holes in there, I could think. You know, and we got reports saying that, you know, he was actually hit and people pulled him out. So it must have, I'm thinking like they carried him out because, you know what I'm saying, that's why people said Boosie got hit, man. Because I'm guessing that they had to carry him out. You know, he was fucking. That's crazy, man. You know, his son was just on Instagram. You know, he went all the way out there for just an artist on his label. You know what I'm saying? There was an artist on his label that got murdered. So he went out there for a memorial service for his artist. And you know how that's gonna go. So his artist, his goons is with Boosie. So you know what I'm saying, they got them all in the Sprinter. You know what I'm saying, let's fire the Sprinter up. It just was like sardines in a fucking can to me. You know, man. Good luck to Boosie, man. You know, keep your nose clean, man. Stay away from that bullshit, man. That's that bullshit. That's that crab in the bucket. Now he pulling you from Louisiana. Now you got enemies, you know what I'm saying, in Texas. You know what I'm saying? That could pull it from here on out. Could pull it with you just because, you know, how much support you showed your buddy. You know what I'm saying? But
and the crazy thing of it is, right, is that you went out of town to go to a memorial service, and you probably don't even realize who these people are, and they show up one day and you don't even know that this is the person that shot you. You know, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, he don't know. This an enemy he don't know. He could have, you know, probably, I said Boosie could have went out there, you know what I'm saying, and did the memorial service. He definitely could have went out there and did it and been there. But when you in the hood, you know what I'm saying, riding around with the guys from that shit, no, you know, you go out there, you say your speech, man. you know what I'm saying, you get back in your Sprinter, man, and you go to the hotel. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You go back to the hotel and then, you know, you did your thing. You showed love because he didn't have to come out there.
Mm-hmm.
He could have did like everybody else doing right now and just putting the shit on Instagram.
Yeah, because you still got Corona going on. But this man said, I'm not gonna go ahead and worry about the virus. Somebody that I mess with is deceased now, so I have to go and show support to the family.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that, man.
Yeah, that was
Strong
a good
brother,
gesture. Like I said, that was a great gesture right there, man.
Mm.
But as far as him, just being around in the neighborhood where they could have where they fired him up at, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that wasn't the first day. I think that was the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you feel so. That's what I'm getting at. I don't think that was the same day of him actually giving his speech at the memorial service, because I think the memorial service probably when he gave his speech was at night. But then they showed the van shot up. I'm not sure if it was daytime, but I know the guy that got killed was killed in broad day. So you know they chased him. M.O.P, man, they chased him up out of his car on the expressway, bro. Chased him down, bro. Chased him down, shot him in the head a couple times, all type of shit.
This is what I don't understand, right? Why is it that when we see a young brother on the verge of being able to change his family, not just his condition,
it's the brothers, though. It's the brothers that's getting the money. You know what I'm saying? It's the young brothers that's getting the money. It's like King Von, man. If he wouldn't have ran up on dude like Tupac, he'll still be alive. You know, you gotta look at the past events, you know what I'm saying, and try to make it better for the future.
Yeah.
He ran up on dude, man. It reminded us definitely of Tupac.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just walk right up to him like he in Chicago and he know he know the enemy. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. When you don't know the enemy, that's another, you know what I'm saying, that's another issue.
Oh, no.
You don't know the enemy, shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't think of dude. He just had his targets on one person. And when he focused in, his whole crew focused in on that one person.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, it's about knowing the enemy. You don't know them guys, you know what I'm saying?
We already got one common enemy and we making each other out to be that. One common enemy.
Boosie didn't have to get shot though, man.
No, he definitely didn't.
He could have said that shit on Instagram, sent the family some money, paid for the funeral. You know what I'm saying? That's real nigga shit too.
Yeah.
Now, being that just put him in a situation where what he gonna do now?
And this is what's crazy, man. That man is opening that man is opening doors like Yo Gotti. Opening doors for people, man. To help change their lives, man. Come on, man. Think about your little brother. He could be the next one to get his life changed. What are we doing this for? That's the big question, man.
That's what I said when King Von got killed, man. I said that. I was like, shit, man, that's his grandkids could have been somebody. Mm-hmm. He could have been around to see it. You know, his grandkids could have been. You would imagine you grow up to be a granddaddy, and because you was a rapper, your granddaughter grew up and became a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just because you had the opportunity and the funds to do that.
Right. Well, she wouldn't have to worry about shit else but going to school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she get rewarded on it or whatever. You know, but that's the thing about these rappers right now, man. They got the opportunity to do that, to build generational wealth, man. With imagine if the trend for rappers was instead of buying a new chain, mm-hmm. they just brought property and just showed up. I just brought this. I'm gutting it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if that was the trend, bro. Mm-hmm. How much better our situations would be. Man, y'all gotta do that, man. Hashtag buy property. You know what I'm saying? All rappers. Somebody start that challenge. Put that shit on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. That's all it takes is one person to start that challenge and somebody else to follow it. Then bam, everybody gonna follow the challenge. Like, I just brought this whole block, half a block, gonna gut all these houses, do this, do that. You know, because that's building generational wealth for your kids when you're not rapping. You know what I'm saying? You still getting income.
On the real. Hashtag help start another business for the next generation.
All right, man, we're going to leave it at this, man. It's the end of our week. We got our one subject in, which was Boosie. We talked about, you know what I'm saying, the federal system and how shitty the federal system is. And kids don't go to the feds thinking you finna be in the country club.
Man, don't listen to that.
Stay away from DC niggas behind the walls.
Man.
All right? Stay away from DC niggas behind the walls.
For more content, like and subscribe.